sleep deprived.
So, today is the 30th of March, and this month is something else entirely, honestly. I guess I just got in the shower, finally. Anyway, I just finished up work for the day, and I'm now in my second week of teleworking / working from home, which honestly is pretty legit. I really like it. But again, I'm also fairly hermity, so, you know, I don't really mind it as much. Also, I have, like, this setup that I do, because I do so much on my computer, like with video editing and whatnot, so I also have like a quality setup to work with, as opposed to, unfortunately, I'm sure some people are just doing laptops and whatnot, which, especially for us on the internet, when we regularly work with 2 monitors, yeah. So yeah, that's been interesting, and as a result of the whole working from home situation, to help like integrate things a little bit better, my schedule did get changed again to match the rest of my team, basically. So I now work 11 to 9 instead of 12 to 10, and I work Sunday through Wednesday instead of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday. So that's nice as well. So yeah, that's the thing. and that schedule change literally happened, like, they told me last Tuesday, and I started it last Wednesday. Also, the very next night, Wednesday night of last week, was interesting because I ended up going to the ER for the first time at like 2 in the morning because I noticed that my feet were kind of swollen-ish over the weekend a bit, but other than that, like, okay, I've probably just been busy and everything, so it's whatever. Just keeping an eye on it. But Wednesday night, first my foot, like the top of my foot, started going like weird and tingly, and then it just sort of spread through the rest of my leg within a couple hours, like between midnight, 2 a.m.-ish, somewhere in that vicinity. So it got to the point where my whole leg felt like it was first waking up after having been asleep, even though it had never fallen asleep at all prior. At least not like in that situation. Anyway. And then afterwards, it started getting to the point where it turned out, it's like, actually, we're going to now feel like we are falling asleep. And so I was in so much pain, and also, like, it kept going back and forth between, like, that, like, empty, cold wind feeling in my leg to feeling like it was full of lead, and feeling like it was going to just basically drop dead any moment. Even though I could walk on it fine, it just felt like it was going to give out any moment. So, yeah. There was crying. There was a full-on panic attack. And, yeah. Like I said, there was an ER visit. And so, Ed thankfully stayed up like the whole night to bring me out there. We were there till probably somewhere around 5 a.m. is when we got back home or left, one or the other. And yeah, they basically were like, yeah, that whole fall you're talking about from a month ago, mind you, that time I fell down the stairs here on the 24th of February. Literally almost a full month later, all of a sudden, they're saying, well, in addition to the whole deep bruising I have on the left SI joint that has me using a donut cushion for the last couple weeks and had me on a week of steroid medicine after the first week when I went to the urgent care, they're saying I apparently also had irritated the nerve so that it was affecting my entire right leg as well. So basically, sciatica. It's so fun. Yeah. So they gave me a steroid shot at the ER and a pill for the nerve issue. And that thankfully tamed it down so that it went back to just the top of my foot kind of tingling a little bit. Which they're like, it just needs time to pass at that point for that much. But yeah. And everything was fine the next morning from all of that. But yeah. So now I'm also on another 5-day regimen of steroids where urgent care a few weeks ago sent me on methylprednisolone. I'm probably saying that wrong. This time they had me put on just prednisone. And then this one is gabapentin for the nerve issues. So I have to take 2 of the prednisone in the daytime for my back issue, the joint issue, and then 1 of these every night before bed for the nerve issue. It's been a fun time. also just in general, like, COVID is still a gigantic issue. It's still where, like, everything is just extending closures and getting stricter, and I pretty much have not left the house other than groceries in 2 weeks. And I've only done the grocery trips twice, last Friday and this past Thursday. I went on Thursday since I had to pick up the prescriptions after the whole ER thing. Yeah. Ed was working from home with me last week when we did our first week of working from home at the same time. And this week he's gone back onto the base. Basically, whereas all of Geico has pretty much put us all at home, the base for his team, they split them in half, and basically they're each taking shifts, so one half of them will work from home while the other works on base, and then they switch off, so that now he's working on base, and those who were at the base last week are now working from home and switching back again next week. And this pretty much, as far as I've heard, everything is supposed to last until at least the end of April at this point. And yeah, it's a lot going on just everywhere. Honestly, it's crazy. On a lighter note, I am almost finished with the reading month and am super close to finishing the Sims readathon that I've also been doing. I'm on the last 3 books out of like 21. So I still have these 3 here actually, which is Be Mighty, which is from my early reviewers group. Then we have Severance, which is an old book of the month book, which is, the timing of reading this book is very, it's very timely to finally get to that book today. Anyway, and then the last one is the Hunger Games movie companion, which I'm almost done with. So hopefully I will finish them all by the end of the day tomorrow, because after tomorrow it is Owl's time for the magical readathon. And yeah, that's the thing. I'm excited, but also I'm just like, oh my god, where is this year going? How is it already like about to be April? Like, how? Where has 2020 been going? But yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Trying to think of anything else. I don't even know the last time I like managed to actually sit down and like do a video thing, because I keep meaning to, and then like between working fairly late and just like being home at the same time that he was home all week, just didn't really get to time where it was just like me by myself-ish, where I had sufficient time, because my breaks go by so fast when I'm during my work shifts at home. It's kind of crazy. Like, they feel twice, like they feel half as long at home than they do at work. But I don't know. It may just be me getting used to it. I don't know. So yeah. Yeah. Bikini. Hi. She keeps playing out her legs on the couch the last couple days. You so sweet. Can I see your face? Hey. Ace is somewhere over there by the carriers. I also worked on cleaning out some of the corner over there and the bookshelf front over the weekend. Yeah. Also, if I haven't mentioned, this house gets so much natural lighting. It's insane. Like, honestly, we don't even need to turn on like actual lights during the daytime. Because just so much light floods in, and there's just windows everywhere. I mean, we've got these two big windows, which do a good bit of lighting up the room on their own. Plus, we've got that whole, like, 3-section. There's 3 of those doors that have the full-length window. And, yeah, it gets very bright. So, apparently I'm running out of space. So, I guess that's regardless of whether or not there was anything else I meant to talk about. But, yeah, that's it for now, I guess. See the winner back there. Okay, kitties, I think we're gonna get you into some carriers. Today's fun. About 10-ish this morning, I got a notification with a text message saying that we had a tornado warning. Everything online just said a watch until 4. But at the time, weather was fine. Sunny, birds, no clouds, no rain. But within the last half hour or so, it's definitely gotten a good bit darker. And the rain is coming in and the wind is going. And about 5 minutes ago, the power just knocked out for a minute. It came right back on, but yeah, that happened. So I am now taking the couple minutes for my computer to restart to do a little prep work. I am closing all the curtains and getting stuff for the cats ready, so in case I do need to hide out, things are ready. Okay. Leave that on. Definitely I'm gonna grab the carriers, get all that set. But yeah, that's an update for today. Definitely getting bad out there. So I'm gonna head and move their food and water in here since they've already been in here for a minute, and I'm gonna do the litter as well in a second. Stay in here. Definitely getting intense. and I still can't get signed in to my work desktop. So I'm restarting that again. But yeah. Today is the day. So it's 5 o'clock now. I'm on my lunch break. I didn't actually have my initial shorter break today because after the power went out, I couldn't get logged back in. I was kicked out of the system between 1 o'clock and 2:30 because of the power outage. Did some glitch with the system, but the tornado watches and warnings are over with as of 4 o'clock. So the cats have now been freed. Thank God, because Ace was driving me literally just insane. Because he just wouldn't leave things alone. Whether it be jumping up on the back of my monitors, this point where he was literally hanging his paws over the top of the monitor, grabbing onto it when he jumped up, and I was just you can't do that. And climbing across the bookshelves and scratching at the doors, all 3 of them in the room, and scratching at the floors, especially after I brought the litter box and the food and water in here. They kept scratching the floor around all 3 of them, on and off. Even Luna got involved on that one, so that was... And then, just insane. And the crying from the cats, they were very whiny. Anyway. But yeah, the weather thankfully has passed now, as you can kind of see here. That's where my computer stuff. It's very sunny outside now. So, yeah. Also the mail came and I got my Lvly marquee that I set up the last couple minutes. So that's up and raring to go. So yeah, and the kitties are back to being chilled, thank God. And I did a quick cleanup before I grabbed my lunch. I still get to eat it, but I will in just a minute. But I took the extra hammock that I brought upstairs back down to Ed's office, put the litter box back, the food and water back. So now they're free to roam as more or less they please. So that's good. Now I just have to clean up this mess over here. Because while I was kicked out of the system, while I was waiting for it to reboot over and over, I went ahead and did some owl work for my TBR. These are all my books. There's a couple that I'm working on for the current readathon still, but the other 15 are for owls. So I have to go put them back on the other shelf over there. Basically, I was checking page counts to get a final official count and making sure that there wasn't any other swaps I needed to do for the final book choices. And good that I did that because there was a little bit I had to kind of switch around, but not too much. For the most part, everything worked out. So yeah. And my tablet is also over here because I was watching the news for updates on the watch as well while I was stuck out of the system. Thankfully, most of the worst of the weather was down super southwest, Unadilla area, which is southwest of even Warner Robins. So pretty chill there, but we got some pretty rearing rain up here too, so it was intense for a bit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this before I just get too distracted and everything, and yeah, try and eat some food before it's too late because I'm starving, honestly, because I haven't eaten anything except when I had breakfast at 9. Haven't eaten in 6 hours. No, over 6 hours. 8 hours. Okay, well then. No, let me get that wrong again. 5 o'clock is 17.
So yeah, 8 hours.